too much of a alliance play, so I don't really know what they could be running. But like we said before, these games don't really mean the most. So they're just like best of ones. They're just gonna, just scout out a little bit. So I don't think we'll be seeing too many crazy, like, unorthodox things.
Yeah, it's group stage into brackets, but the group stages have no elimination. It's just for seeding. So not the end of the world if you have a rough group stage. It's all, this is an interesting mesh of teams, different metas coming together, different countries. So seeding is just kind of weird in a tournament like this anyhow. So should be interesting. I don't know. I mean, is this like a coin flip match? You think Alliance have the edge here coming into it?
I think they do a bit, and I feel like they want to make like a presence. They want to just show, the team that they are. They're going to come in very strong coming right off the bat.
Yeah, as always with best of ones, pretty much anything can happen. It has been a little while since I've had the privilege of casting Alliance, so this should be a fun time. I like it when we see the clash of the teams. I think in the studio this week we're going to look at the different kind of drafting trends across the different scenes, so it's cool when you finally get to see them on land, so lag isn't an issue.
Yeah, for sure.
So should be exciting. Maybe we can scoop into the draft. I think we're still pretty early on, but we'll hop in anyhow, get these pretty faces off camera.
My pretty face.
Your pretty face, yeah.
So yeah, Titan, bans out Bulldogs, Furion, not really too much of a shocker there, even though I don't think he's been playing it as much, and I feel like the hero's fallen off a little bit in some regions, but either way, Titan doesn't want to have to deal with the split push and just, of course, the rat, which everybody loves.
Yeah, and they ban out Doom again. We saw that last game, and just an all-around irritating hero to deal with. He counters pretty much anyone. Any core is locked down by a Doom ulti, so no surprise to see it banned out. Alliance, they'll ban out the Lycan. Smart play, given they're on the Radiant side. Don't want to hand that over, and they'll also ban out the tree. Leaves open a first pick Bat Rider, and Titan won't hesitate at all, and they'll scoop him up.
I didn't think that we were going to see Bat Rider coming into a game right off the bat, but, I mean, either way, Invoker was still left in the pool. Definitely not nearly on the same tier, in my opinion, as a Bat Rider, but Invoker Shadow Demon's still quite strong in order to counter the Bat Rider a bit, because, of course, Shadow Demon's Disruption is very good. And we don't see Mirana picked up first two either.
Yeah, one of the great things about grabbing Shadow Demon early on is his flexibility. He can be really aggressive in terms of setting up potential arrows if Mirana comes out later, setting up Sunstrikes, and a lot of other aggressive type abilities. And you can also use him defensively if someone gets lassoed, or just to try and reset the fight a little bit if you get initiated upon. So a great choice here on both sides of the coin, and I imagine Alliance will be looking for Potom if she doesn't get banned out, though. I reckon Titan may have her on their list. They'll think about it for a moment, though, with what they want to grab with their second pick here. Maybe Sand King could be an option. Grab that net hero before it gets banned out.
They're probably just deciding what they want to reveal here. I mean, they can. It's pretty safe to just usually pick the support laner, one of the supports here, because then you don't reveal. You literally reveal absolutely nothing. Yeah. Most banned hero.
75% tree bans from Alliance. That's a little absurd. They really don't like the tree. That's specifically for this patch on 6.81. So 50% Doom, that's kind of a lot as well, but the tree is something Alliance really don't like.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually pretty ridiculous that they have it that heavily favored. I don't think I've ever seen something so one-sided for a team banning out a hero.
Yeah, that's interesting. So a lot of those are probably first bans as well, since tree is a hero that often gets first or second picked if left in the pool. Will be a second pick Nyx Assassin here for Titan. And nice open-ended draft here to get things started. Really hard to say how these lanes will shape up. Could be solo mid Nyx, he could be off lane, he could be position 4. Bat Rider could start off in the jungle / be off lane. Could put him mid. Very rare to see that these days, but still an option, and makes this draft a little more tricky to read.
I don't really... I'm trying to figure out why they actually picked up that Nyx Assassin here. It doesn't really seem like the strongest. Of course, it's going to put a lot more pressure because, you have to buy reveal and everything once you hit 6. But if it's as a support Nyx, you have a bit of trouble finding your levels now in the way that the meta is working.
Do you think it could be a little bit of a deny pick as well as just a hero they like running? He works well against Bat Rider, Spike Carapace into Firefly, makes for a pretty easy setup. I mean, they do like to run Nyx Assassin as well, so he is their third most picked hero, as we can see on our side panel here.
Okay. So I guess
maybe a combination of both.
They just probably really prefer the hero, and yeah, maybe just a counter pick as well. And we don't see Titan actually ban out the Mirana, so they don't really give a crap about it at all.
It's interesting if Alliance will pick it up. They do pick Mirana quite a bit, as again we can see on our side panel. But Well, time will tell. Lich and Enchantress, the 3rd and 4th bans from Titan, and Alliance thinking about their 4th ban now as they have taken the Ancient Apparition out of the pool, a hero that Titan certainly does like to run, as we saw in our last match.
So on the first 2 bans, Titan, we're like, we're banning Bulldog. Second 2 bans, we're like, we're banning Ake.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't blame him. I think the Enchantress ban is always worth it, especially if you were Alliance. Especially, I mean, Ake just plays probably one of the best. Him and Puppy are very high up there. Just the strength of their heroes, they capitalize on it so much, as well as the fact that they do have that Shadow Demon, and that is one of the most potent duo support roaming combos.
Yeah, both Puppy and Ake, man, they make Enchantress look easy. The rotations and the movements, it's quite impressive. So no surprise there. And Alliance will think about this quite a bit. Who do they want to eliminate from the pool? Probably just trying to read how Titan will have this draft shape up with these 2 open-ended picks.
Well, if they could see our screen, they would probably ban out the Rubik.
Yeah,
it's 41% picked on the side of Titan, but
they do like their Rubik.
I think that it's basically any possibility here at this point. Just depends on what they really want to do with their draft. I think that the Miranda pick is really fucking really solid for Alliance, and yeah, I mean,
very passionate about Miranda.
Very passionate about. No, I mean, he's able to shut down Batrider so heavily inside that offlaner. But either way, Batrider throughout the entire game just has so many strength. 99.2% pick and ban rate and 6.81.
It's absurd.
And, I mean, for good reason.
Yeah, he's an absurd hero, but that is so many, 99.2% in all of the competitive. That's so much Batrider. It's that 76% bans, which is appropriate, but that's just a lot of love going as well.
And Alliance
4th ban Lone Druid.
Ban out the Lone Druid.
That's suspicious.
That's a bit odd.
Yeah. Titan do run the Lone Druid every so often. Yamate is one of those players that has a pretty diverse hero pool. So he is, I think is he their Lone Druid player? Maybe or is Ohio their Lone Druid player, actually, now that I said it. I feel like I've seen Yamate take it mid before, but now that I say it out loud, I'm questioning myself.
I don't really know. And Alliance actually goes for Slark here. So I like this a lot. It's extremely powerful versus Batrider because, of course, if you get that Dark Pact off as he's lassoing, it instantly removes it, as well as basically everything else. Slark is... If Slark's able to have a very good early game, I think that hero is extremely powerful because he's just able to snowball so heavily. So I do like this pickup by Alliance, and I think we've been seeing Loda playing it a lot recently.
Yeah, it's a hero that Alliance, I remember they were experimenting with him right when he got put into Captain's mode. And they've sort of continually kept up with giving Slark some love. They picked him intermittently, and it seems that's been an increasing trend. So
the Hexagon on the side of Titan, just from 2 picks, is ridiculous.
Absurd disable, absurd team find. There we go. It'll crunch up a little bit as Titan do opt for their 3rd pick Clinks, and that will probably be your Yamate hero.
Interesting draft so far. Right away, they pick up Nyx and Clinks. I don't know how often they've probably been picking Clinks. I think it depends on the teams and depends on what you reverse. But overall, he can be really potent if he just is able to get a quick Orchid online. He's just able to burst out so much damage. But at the same time, Invoker can be pretty good versus Clinks because even if you get silenced, if you just get a Ghost up there, it pretty much counters Clinks for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of a back and forth thing where both of them have kill potential on the other, and it's a little bit more about momentum. Who has better rotations, whose supports come in and maybe gank the opposition in the mid lane. Titan is one of those heroes that is, or one of those teams that is a lot more flexible, and I have seen Yamate do like a safe lane Clinks before. They will rotate around, so it can be a little hard to read, but very scary hero player combination. It's just he's good at finding farm, and once that fast Orchid comes out, it's open hunting season on the opposition. Dazzle, 4th pick here for Alliance.
Yeah, I mean we see this combination heavily favored for a lot of teams. Shadow Demon, Dazzle, of course the potential for the defensive and as well the aggressive, because if you put somebody under and you catch them with that healing wave, they can basically just die instantly. So it keeps them open to even go aggressive if they do want to.
Yeah, that same flexibility we talked about, and we'll see how they opt to lane it. I wonder, will it be actually the Loda position 1 Slark with a tri-lane around the Shadow Demon and the Dazzle, or will they switch things up a little bit? They could potentially aggro Tri with those 3 heroes if they were so inclined, and get a safe lane farmer for the Bulldog.
I think a pretty good hero for Alliance here is, I think, Bounty Hunter, honestly. It's a little bit weak, But of course, the track for the Nyx and Clinks and even the Batrider, now Weaver as well.
Whoa.
So I
There you
mean,
go. Yeah, so much invisibility here.
and he's heavy burst as well, finding ganks all over the map. So if they're able to, if Invoker opts to go for Sunstrike or for the Exort build, they'll be able to find a lot of kills around the map, and track gold will be nice. And of course, track without needing to be said is pretty good versus Invis heroes.
Yes, definitely so. Other options against the heavy invisible lineup, Slardar could be something they're considering. Nice synergy with Dazzle there, and they could offlane the Slark. The only times I've seen Bulldog run the Bounty Hunter, at least semi-recently, is against junglers. If there's a Chen or something, he'll just run around the jungle, stalk them, steal that experience, and just be an irritant. I haven't seen just the straight Bounty Hunter pick, but certainly could be an option here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Batrider does have to go to the jungle, so I mean, he can follow him around and be quite a nuisance.
That's true.
But they're hiding their draft a bit. Slark is an amazing hero in the 1v1 versus Batrider. If you've played the matchup before, Batrider can be pretty punished on it. But I think that they're probably better off just opting for that defensive tri-lane coming out for Alliance.
Yeah. Still, that flexibility is there with both the drafts. Kind of hard to guess exactly how the lanes will shape up. I guess that means it will be a support Nyx Assassin, though, since he's the only supporty hero they have picked up.
Yeah,
it's kind of an interesting draft from Titan. They have a lot of single target damage with the Weaver and the Clinks and the Batrider, but
Titan bans out Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, okay. Smart final ban.
I do like the Slardar pick, but I don't think I've ever seen Bulldog play Slark. Yeah, I don't think so at all.
Yeah, that's the problem.
They would have two fish
combo.
though. They would have the Slark fishy and the Slytherin fishy.
That could be fun. A little
Some
team roleplay synergy there. That's good stuff. But I feel like Titan are just lacking lockdown right now. Like, they have individually powerful heroes, but when it comes to 5-man team fighting, if they don't get the jump or drop somebody with an Orchid to start, it could be a little rough. It will be a Centaur picked up for Alliance, so that will
I like that pick
be
up
your
a lot.
Bulldog hero, it looks like.
I like that pick a ton, honestly, because just the potential of just being able to go to that offlane, where I think it'll be Bulldog, they're able to duo roam with that Shadow Demon Dazzle and get easy kills. Because if they put someone under, of course the potential with Soul Catcher and the Double Edge is incredible.
We've seen, at least in WPC this season in the group stages, there were a couple of games when Centaur was all the rage, where we saw an aggressive tri-lane of Shadow Demon, Dazzle, and Centaur, and the kill potential is absurd. Even just Shadow Demon and Centaur with the Soul Catcher is insane, and then Dazzle there with the Heal Bomb. It's disgusting. So no doubt they'll be able to pick up kills. It will be an Abaddon final pick from Titan. Won't do anything to help their lack of crowd controls, but, well, they get a cleanse, which is something.
I really dislike this.
This is an odd. I mean, there's synergy with Weaver. You know, throw that shield on. He can be a little more aggressive in lane, dive towers, and that kind of stuff. We've seen that combo before, but
Titan early game, they can't move with these heroes. Like, Abaddon doesn't move at all. Nyx early on in the game, he's not really the best until he gets a couple levels for him. And I mean, a lot of people say, like, you don't really want to have two melee supports. They do have the Weaver, thankfully, which makes it a little bit okay, but I feel like Alliance could even just go aggressive and punish it extremely heavily.
Yeah, this feels like a little bit of an outdraft to me. I think Alliance have a stronger lineup, and I think an easier to execute lineup here. You know, Centaur, pretty easy to play once you get the Blink Dagger, and I think there will be this mid-game stride that Alliance will be able to hit. As long as Slark has an okay time in the early game, I think they should be able to pick up a lot of momentum here.
Yeah, so if you're saying just that, maybe they'll just opt to just go for the short lane. Centaur should be able to find a decent amount of experience up there. I don't know how a Nyx Weaver Abaddon is going to be able to zone out a Centaur at all.
Yeah, that's the problem with the melee supports like you were talking about. You lose that zoning power. We'll see. Maybe Titan have a plan. There some trickery hiding up their sleeves. Looks like Titan are having a bit of a connection issue right now.
What do you think it'll be? Exort or Quas? Wax?
I don't know what S4 has been doing recently, like statistically speaking, what he runs more often, but this seems like a Quas Wex kind of game to me.
I think for the most part he's been running the Quas Wex. I do like the synergy with the Exort this game, though, because Stampede with the Forward Spirits, of course, gives really good chase.
And great setup with
and
the
of
Shadow
course,
Demon.
Shadow Demon Sunstrike is pretty ridiculous once you have that max Soul Catcher.
Yeah,
it's like
and they do have the Centaur to kind of control those mid-game tempos with the Blink Dagger, so if he wanted to go Exort, this would be a game that he could certainly get away with it, but I'm just a fan of Quas Wex in general. It's just so hard to deal with.
It's probably safer as well, because they are versus a Batrider, so if Batrider grabs Exort and Invoker, it's like pretty devastating.
Yeah, that's a good point as well, and even just the setup with Titan having several initiation heroes, even the Clinks as well. If you can catch them rather than the opposite, it just makes things
we get to look at our
easier.
Our boys in white.
Yep, get that that player cam. everyone seems to be in good spirits here. Looking chipper. Loda rocking his monster hat.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
They look pretty focused.
Yeah, in the zone.
Ohio seems to be reconnecting. Maybe some PC or some difficulties, but either way, game should be coming underway
The
shortly.
Admiral down at the end there, rocking the caboose.
Yeah. He's always they haven't changed their setup. They always sit in the same exact order.
Always that order. Loda first, Bulldog and
Bulldog at the end.
Bulldog and the caboose. Poor
They
guy.
keep their two supports right next to each other. Keep that synergy flowing.
Enter God mode.
Yeah, and game will be coming underway. So
all right,
shout out to Winter.
Whoa,
There you go.
Winter, one of our friends here at PTS. Big hearts, Winter.
Loda with a nice sim, and I don't know why I heard
Same.
I heard is he coaching Alliance? I think yeah.
Okay.
So K-pop, our amazing producer, confirms that.
Yeah, that's a K-pop confirmation.
You know how confirmed?
All
But
right,
that's the rumor that's going around. So take a look.
Ohio with a observer picked up already. He'll Shikuchi his way down, and he's going to try to get this ward down before Alliance can intercept him. Alliance do have all 5 headed to the jungle to try and prevent such trickery. So Weaver looks like he'll be able to get this ward down before they scout it out.
Okay, so
Yep.
they are gonna opt for those dual lanes. So they're gonna put the Weaver and the Abaddon in the sack lane. So I mean it's a pretty strong lane, but
yeah.
they're gonna be versus a tri lane, and
This is
actually,
a rough try.
oh no,
lane,
it looks
too.
like Alliance is actually gonna go aggressive.
Okay, and it will not be Yamate on the Clinks. That'll be your... Oh, might as well just introduce these rosters here. It'll be Net playing on the Nyx Assassin here on the dire side for Team Titan. KYXY on the position 1 Clinks. In the mid, it will be NWP, a.k.a. Yamate, on the Bat Rider. And here in the off lane, we'll have X playing on the Abaddon. And Ohio playing on the Weaver. X, that's Extinct, right? Extinct?
Yes, it is.
Yes, okay, I thought so. I always... Execration is
Whoa.
the word that comes to mind when I see the X. But
This is
it's a team.
and since they're putting that Weaver in the off lane, it's a Bat Rider mid with a null talisman.
Yeah, interesting.
So
I'm glad I mentioned it because it's not often you see Bat Rider mid, but every so often you'll see it happen. And
I've never seen it with a null talisman.
yeah, this is
Trying to guarantee
interesting
himself
from
some last
Yamate.
hits.
Yeah, Bat Rider's auto attack damage is rather lackluster right now in this patch. And we need to introduce Team Alliance. What are we doing here, Fog? You want to take point on this one?
Sure
Can you
thing.
handle the responsibility?
Absolutely. We have the son of Magnuson, S4. Son of Magnuson. Son of Magnus. See, now the pressure's getting to me. Son of Magnus playing the Invoker in the mid lane. We have Dazzle being played by Ake. We have Loda playing the Slark. He actually picks up a Magic Stick, thinking that he's going to be versus a Bat Rider right at the start. Shadow Demon being played by EGM. My computer is chopping all over the place, but whatever. Admiral Bulldog playing that Centaur in the short lane with Ake. So both teams opting for dual lanes.
You might need to reconnect there, pal.
Yeah, I
Looks
think
like
so.
you're
It looks
getting
pretty awful.
some packet loss, but yeah, interesting stat there about the Lotus Slark. 6-1 career stat. So only played 7 games on the Slark, but like I mentioned, a pocket strat that they've kind of kept in their repository, and excited to see how it works here in this match. We mentioned the dual lanes for Titan. And in the mid, Invoker versus Bat Rider. Kind of an interesting mid matchup. Who would you say has the edge here, Fog? You know, is this one of those kind of wash matchups where both will farm rather evenly?
Didn't get to see if he's Quas or if he's Exort. So
Exort,
Exort.
okay.
So I think Bat Rider still has the edge here. He has a little bit of trouble last inning, but he did opt to go for that null talisman, and he's gonna have at the same time he's gonna be able to do pretty well in the lane, and he's gonna have stacks in the jungle from his Nyx Assassin. So
Yeah,
I'm
Nyx has already started. So.
I'm gonna give it to the Bat Rider this time.
Okay, interesting.
Oh man,
yeah.
S4, be careful. You got 7 stacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Last time I saw Bat Rider mid, it was against the TA. So the Bat Rider smashed her into the ground, but that's a particularly one-sided matchup, I think.
Yep.
So interesting to see. We'll see how it works out. So far, the last hits going the way of the Bat Rider. 7-2 compared to the 3-2 Invoker. So S4 off to kind of a slow start. He does have a null talisman, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, with the nerf to the base damage on the Bat Rider, it's not too much of a shocker, but I like what Bat Rider ends up doing to Invoker. If you have to play, basically, you can't turn, because Invoker's turn rate is already quite garbage, but and then you get a sticky on you, and you're like, oh god, it's like, this is awful for last inning. You have to always be facing forward, so it puts a bit of pressure onto S4, but once he gets those Forge Spirits up, he's going to easily be able to dominate this lane.
Mm-hmm. Well, 2-minute rune is an invisibility. Looks like Ake will wander his way down and pick it up on that Dazzle. He has hit level 2, no point in Grave. So looking for the aggressive potential here in this bottom lane. It is a Dazzle Centaur, so some kill potential, but honestly, I would have thought they'd put the Shadow Demon with the Centaur. Easier setup with those hoof stomps, but no, they won't go for it. Looks like Dazzle rotates mid with that invisibility rune. They will try and pressure Yamate here
Oh, they might actually get him here.
1 point
He's
poison touch, cold snap. He's in a very bad position. Ake just standing his ground. Remember, no shallow grave. We'll throw out the heal bomb. Firefly deployed. Sunstrike on the high ground. Will just barely miss.
Ake's gonna burn down.
Yamate survives. Ake, that's your first blood coming out. It's a swing the other way and a disaster for Alliance. Yamate gets all that bonus gold.
Yeah, wow. Sunstrike off the mark, and Batrider, pretty tanky hero. I mean, 3 armor, 872 HP on him already. So, wow. Just showing why that hero is banned every single game.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunate for the Dazzle there. If he had a Grave, they might have been able to turn that around or at least prevent the Dazzle from falling. But, yeah, that Sunstrike was close, too. Very bittersweet start for Alliance.
Yeah, I feel like he might have just been able to start off with the Sunstrike while Ake was coming in and this Cold Snap to guarantee that landing. But I guess he felt confident in landing the Sunstrike afterwards. So a bit of a misplay there, I feel, by Alliance.
Yeah. So, of all the heroes, though, I mean, there are maybe some worse candidates to give that bonus gold to, the Weaver or the Clinks, but now suffice it to say, Batrider will have a well-timed Blink Dagger with that bonus gold and also the stacks that have already started up in the jungle as Nyx Assassin has roamed over. So, sort of a slow start as we approach that 4-minute mark. Just a double stack in the hard camp, so it looks like he's only stacked once, but still something. Better than no stacks at all. Looks like Clinks doing okay in the top lane, getting out-farmed by the Slark, but is starting to harass him a bit as Ake camps out a Haste Rune. Extinct comes over and won't be able to deny it. Haste on the Dazzle. I'm not so sure he can solo down this Abaddon. Even with a Haste Rune, they'll go blow for blow. In comes S4, and there's the Cold Snap. Now they can secure this kill, and Extinct, he'll linger around just a bit too long. And now Alliance will get their first kill on the board.
I feel like Alliance should probably switch to the lanes pretty soon. Loda's getting pressured way too heavily by the Searing Arrows, and EGM's just taking way too harassment as well. So he's just able to basically kind of zone out both those heroes just because of the damage potential from Searing Arrows. And yeah, it looks like Loda's going to be running back to base, and I wonder if they actually do rotate right away. Centaur's about to be level 6 on him too now.
Yeah, and that will help things across the board with that global Stampede presence. He'll get up his Tranquil Boots, so doing okay in the safe lane. 19 CS on him, so going blow for blow with the Weaver. Pretty much a break-even down bottom.
And he picks up a TP scroll on the Centaur, so I think we are going to be seeing that rotation that I was saying.
Even top is pretty even, though. The CS is only, I know they're dead top, 18 apiece. So even though Clinks is harassing Loda out of lane, still pretty even across the board.
Yeah, for sure. But he ran out of regen, and it's just like, you want your Slug to have full free farm, like I was saying before. If that hero falls behind too heavily early on, it's absolutely devastating for him. And he is opting for that max. It looks like he's going to max that Dark Pact.
Okay, no, never mind. Centaur got engaged upon, but he's just fine. Big Brad's tanky enough to handle it.
And nope, I was wrong. Loda goes. He buys himself a bottle, so he's gonna be able to have a little bit more sustain in that top lane, and he does just run back up there.
Yeah, and he's got the stick as well. Looks like they'll find net. KYXY Ghost walks forward. EGM will get stunned up. Searing Arrows coming out. Defensive disruption flies. Loda doing a lot of damage to the Nyx. KYXY now taking a lot of damage as Ake comes forward. EGM survives as the Centaur Stampede helps him out. Net will take a spill as well. It's a 2-for-0 swing going the way of Alliance.
Beautiful rotation by Ake, saving his buddy EGM. Great Stampede usage of the Centaur as well. Just overall great synergy coming out for them right in the early game. I thought EGM was going to go down for sure there, but the Nyx actually opting for the Carapace instead of the Mana Burn there.
And yeah, no point in the Mana Burn like you said, and great defensive disruption on the Shadow Demon. Gave him just the time he needed to survive, and like you said as well, great rotation from the Dazzle. Right place, right time, and now Alliance are in pretty good shape in this early game. Weaver does have a bottle, and he will throw that double damage rune in there. Meets up with his buddy Abaddon, and they will rotate towards mid. Looks like they could be considering a dive onto S4.
But Ake's just ready for it. His movement already in this early game has been really good. Unfortunately, he did spill first blood, but then he got that haste on bottom, he got that kill on Extinct, and then he rotated top, saved his buddy, and netted 2 kills out of it. And yep, looks like they're going to actually smoke up the 2 supports on the side of Alliance, going toward that top lane, trying to keep that Clinks down. I think they have Reveal. Yeah, they do have a Dust up on Shadow Demon as well.
Yep. They are prepared. The gank on mid will be rendered unsuccessful, and Titan will retreat back down to the bottom lane. And Brad taking a lot of damage while this is happening. There's your setup, Sunstrike, and whoa, more than enough money to bring down the Clinks. Admiral Bulldog does TP home, and he survives the onslaught down bottom. The double damage rune on Ohio coming in handy there. So Alliance, a multifaceted win. The Centaur survives in the bottom, and they secure a kill on the Clinks. And who better to grab that kill than S4 remotely with the Sunstrike?
Yep. It's honestly always the best for the Invoker to get the kill there, because everybody else splits the experience in the gold, and then he just gains experience from not even being there. Yeah. But the damage potential just from Sunstrike and Soul Catcher, I don't think I've gotten a chance to cast it that many times, but it's 1,000 pure damage once you get that max Soul Catcher and in Exort.
It's a lot of damage. So something to be feared for sure. And he does have 2 points in the Soul Catcher, so there you go.
I feel like the lanes are actually still going in Alliance's favor. I mean, this Centaur is going to have a very early Blink Dagger as long as he doesn't die.
Yeah, about 900 gold. It's only 8 minutes, so timing looking pretty good for him. Not doing much to slow down the farm of the Weaver, but that's okay. Only so much the Centaur can do. Batrider is leading the net worth chart. 1,400 gold up on him. So not the fastest Blink Dagger possible if stacking in the jungle does farm a little bit more effectively, but the benefit of being in the mid lane is you get that experience. Up top, though, we'll hold that thought. They burn the dust. KYXY in trouble. He'll get tethered by the Slark, and the Sunstrike is on the mark. Dazzle gets credit for that one. Alliance not done yet. Loda wants to pursue under the tower. His teammates, though, they've got a different idea, and they will retreat.
Yeah, and Alliance is the ones making the actions all over the place. So Titan right now is playing reactionary Dota, which you never want to do. You just start to fall behind because if you don't react instantly, you basically just waste teleports, and that's what ended up happening. X is doing a decent job of finding levels, but it's just an Abaddon, and I mean, they do need net to get that level 6 extremely early on that Nyx, and I just feel like Titan's hero picks overall in this game are just a bit too greedy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe...
It's going to be massively up to Yamete to make space all over the map, but that's what Batrider does. So we'll see if he's actually able to bring them out of this little slump that they're in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. 1,700 gold up on him, so still just farming away, and he'll have that blink before too long. Rotation down bottom from EGM on that Shadow Demon is now level 6, so Demonic Purge is online, and they may try and set something up here. But no, Weaver will just retreat, so...
Very early level 6 coming out on the Shadow Demon. It's level 6 in it as like basically a dual offlane, just because of that the double return kill that they had up there.
There is a dust up on EGM as well, so they might be able to catch or finish off the Weaver if they can catch him out. But good positioning from him so far.
If he gets put under, he's instantly dead, because Sunstrike plus stun plus double edge, the Sunstrike might just basically kill him on its own. Let's see if he does get caught out.
Stampede to get in position. Dust will connect. And yeah, this should be a kill. Sunstrike will connect. That is one dead Ohio. Bulldog will chop him in half with that double edge, and that'll make it 6-1 as we approach the 10-minute mark. Alliance with a lot of momentum, but Yamete, he comes down bottom. Hastrun online. Firefly already activated.
Purge the Hastrun. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Admiral Bulldog coming in. Flame break. Heal from Ake. They'll turn this around, and now Yamete in big trouble. He'll get right-click down, make it 7-1. That's just a feed from the Batrider. And EGM with the Purge.
I need to reconnect again.
Oh, sorry to hear, my friend. But
it's okay, but yeah, right now, they're just... I mean, Yamete is basically the one who needs to be helping them out massively, and now he basically just fed away a kill. Now Centaur has a 10-minute Blink Dagger, one of the earlier blinks we've seen coming out on a Centaur.
Absolutely, and looks like in the mid lane they could be setting up a kill on the Abaddon. Slark wrapping around the backside. No level 6 up on Extinct, so he will probably fall. Bulldog will finish off Weaver while we're looking at this one. There's your Photic Shield, but that won't be enough. Invoker gets another one on the scoreboard, and yeah, there's that blood splatter from the Weaver there. And it's 9-1. Alliance just hitting this. It's not even a mid-game stride. It's a tail end of the laning phase stride where they're just roaming around the map and picking up kills left and right.
Yep. Titan just needs to slow down the pace of the game. They need to get their Clinks better free farm. They need to secure it for him. So they need to get that Batrider blink online ASAP. And then he needs to just he needs to sit around the Clinks and make space. And I still can't see anything.
Well, it looks like you were unlucky with your packets this game, Fog, but... At least we've got some dedicated obs here, so worst case scenario, we can work together off one screen. Sharing is caring, as they say.
That it is. And we do see the Midas coming out on the side of the Invoker, and Yamete will be picking up his Blink Dagger when he returns to base as well.
Oh, another Stampede used. They want KYXY. They've got a dust. It'll catch him, but he'll make it back to the tower, and this time he will survive to tell the tale. How's Loda doing in terms of item progression here? Looks like he's got himself some Power Treads, a bottle, 1,000 gold. Curious to see what he's going for, but I think a Shadow Blade would probably do him just fine in this one.
Yeah, either Lothar's, I see him, he usually tries to get like a drum first, so maybe we'll just see him buy that, which is probably perfectly fine. And EGM is doing a nice, smart build here. He's splitting his skill build. And oh, Net, there's sentries there. They're ready for this.
Yeah, they certainly are. NWP, though, comes in with the Blink Dagger, grabs EGM. He could be in some trouble. Nyx Assassin's already fallen. He gets the Grave off. Well played by Ake. Now Yamete falls. It's a 2-for-0 exchange. And Ake, taking some damage now, has already popped his Grave and won't have it for himself. That'll feed his mega kill streak over to the Weaver, but now they'll retaliate. Ohio in trouble. They don't have the detection, but they will chop him down. Now KYXY coming in. Can they finish him off? They ping it out. He's on the run. They have a dust. It will connect. And now he is in trouble. He will fall. That's a 1 for 4. More TPs coming in, now extinct. Rejoining the party with his buddy Ned on the Nyx Assassin. Alliance will make the escape, and it's 13-2 at the 12-minute mark, Fogged.
This is
Titan are
looking
in trouble.
This is looking quite bad for them. They even have Alliance even did go for the Midas on the Invoker, which you always see, and they're bringing constant aggression, just diving all over the place. And Klinks is absolutely broke. He's 0 and 4 as their hard carry.
Yeah, and we were talking about that Orchid timing. If he could have an Orchid coming out around that between that 15-20 minute window, then this could be huge, but not looking like that'll be a reality. Abaddon just gets obliterated. Dazzle will finish him off with the Sunstrike, doing the bulk of the damage. Net does have a Vendetta available here, and won't press his luck. Ooh, Stampede comes out, and they'll do some damage to Yamate, preventing him from blinking at least. Coming forward, perhaps looking for initiation, but there is a Sentry Ward down. Weaver needs to be careful. They will find a counter ward to that fresh Sentry. And oof, this is just rough. Alliance are completely controlling the tempo of this game and forcing Titan to react, as you were pointing out earlier. 1,600 gold now up on the Slark.
Yeah, this is like, they also have the fact that they have 3 Invis heroes just makes it kind of just easy for Alliance. They're just like, we just need to buy Reveal, and we're going to be able to get kills all over the place. And if you click on Alliance, EGM has Sentry Dust. Bulldog has Dust. Ake, 3 Sentries. So that's exactly what they're doing. They have no risk on them. And Nyx is basically going to be completely countered in the entire game because of all the sentries that they're going to have, and especially with the lead that they have right now. They're going to be able to take some map control, getting that top tower. They're probably going to go into the enemy jungle, get some nice wards down, and watch when the Batrider is doing stacks. Yeah.
Usually if there's, one invisible hero on a team, a Weaver or a
Ned again.
Ned up top gets caught by...
Oh, stun actually off the mark there by Bulldog.
Okay, he'll survive for now. Gets dusted, but maybe they can turn it around. Oh, the Impale misses Bulldog, and he'll be able to chop down that bug. Alliance get another one up on the scoreboard here. But, yeah, usually if there's only one invisible hero, it's a value pick because you're forcing them to buy detection, and it's only valuable for one hero. But with 3 heroes where all that detection comes in handy, it just increases the value of Alliance, and they can feel more comfortable investing heavily in wards or sentries and dust all over the place.
Loda getting some pressure on him, bottom. He might actually take a spill here because Klinks is there to set it up, and yeah, Loda does go down.
Overcommits a little bit, perhaps a bit overzealous, but in comes the Bulldog. Sunstrike will hit Ohio. That's enough to finish him off, and KYXY, well, he'll be able to walk back to safety, but Weaver won't be so lucky.
And Bulldog's going to go completely nuts this game, I feel like. He's going to get so many kills with the Soul Catcher double edge, and he has such an early blink, but he might actually get caught out down bottom. Blinks out, uses the Stampede to try to run away. Best effort possible. He might actually be able to survive out of this if Ake runs and gets to him on time.
He'll have Blink up very soon, but in comes Yamate, connects with the lasso.
We get it.
Sorry, Bulldog. It was noble, but your efforts will be rendered unsuccessful. Ake not able to get in position for the grave. Only level 1, so has that abysmally low range and can't save his buddy. Blink Dagger up on Loda, so it won't be that Shadow Blade, but looking for that positioning tool.
He does that a lot. He's one of the few that actually goes Blink Dagger
It's becoming
very
a little more popular. Yeah. I've seen some other Slarks do it as well. So.
I personally really like it because if you can't really close the distance and you can't get right on top of them, you don't really seize the opportunity of how amazing Pounce is with that 8-second cooldown. So he just uses it to get the perfect position, get the jump, and yeah, that's just the power of the Blink Dagger. I think it's a really good pickup in this game because he's not really like the hard carry. I feel like it's gonna be S4 at this point. He's so farmed on this Invoker.
Yeah, they will get this tier 1 tower in the mid lane, and disruption set up onto Ohio. Beautiful time lapse will keep him alive at least for now. The dust flies. Weaver trying to make it out. He is slowed, and oh, the damage from the poison just not enough. And Weaver will be able to make it back to safety. Still Alliance get the tower kill though, so they find the better of this trade as Batrider blinks back. And you were talking about this Invoker. He had an early Midas, and it's in full effect here.
Yeah,
S4 is just...
He's a bit lower level than I thought he would be, but that's because Alliance is just kind of grouping up at this point, which they should be.
Look at his net worth, though.
Yeah,
holy Toledo. 8.4K. The highest on Titan is Batrider, sitting only at 5. Almost getting doubled. Oh, that net worth swing. Pretty big disparity for 16 minutes. Up top, KYXY. Almost in some trouble, but don't have the damage to bring him down. He'll be just fine.
It's pretty terrifying playing versus a Shadow Demon when he has max Soul Catcher at 16 minutes in the game, and he's level 9 on that Shadow Demon, so he can basically just go around. I think he can just smoke up and go find solo pickoffs with just the Sunstrike and himself.
I think so as well. If there's a Centaur nearby, forget about it. Easy kill.
Yeah.
So Centaur is working on a mech. He is part of the way there. I think he has the 2 core pieces. Yeah, I'm just looking for that recipe. Actually, darn tootin', once he finishes off these Centaurs, a little bit of bad blood in the clan, it seems, but he will sacrifice his own kind for the good of the mech timing.
Yeah. But
Big Brad. Ugh.
Yeah, he's got it at 17 minutes with his Blink Dagger, so they're probably just going to go to get their objectives very soon. We do see a smoke coming out from the side of Titan.
Yep, and Yamate hops forward, catches EGM with the lasso. Do they have the damage to bring him down before the disruption comes out? No, they don't. Defensive disruption flies. Now support from Alliance will be there. Not enough to keep the Shadow Demon alive. He falls before the grave comes out, but Ohio gets locked down. He falls. Now Bulldog hops forward. Finds the Abaddon, procs the borrowed time, and they won't pursue. They throw out the Weave, but they let him walk away. So they'll trade their support for the position 1 Weaver happily.
Yeah, that Weaver was pretty high level, though, so level 9 kill, going... Not too bad for Titan, but they did end up losing the Weaver there, unfortunately. And Weaver is going for, of course he has to, but he's rushing that BKB, so they're going to fall behind quite a lot because both of the carries have to go BKBs. And Loda now going on bottom lane alone. Sunstrike off the mark. KYXO should be perfectly fine, and Loda should just get out of there.
Definitely would have been a kill had that Sunstrike been on the mark, especially with a double damage Slark inbound. Won't happen, but now rotation's coming. Admiral Bulldog, Blink Dagger at the ready, hops forward, finds KYXY. Loda hops in as well, and this time I think they'll have the damage to bring him down. Where's the detection? They've had it, and this time they won't. So KYXY will survive. Now Yamate TP's in, lasso up in 5 seconds, and Alliance will just make their retreat.
Yep, Sunstrike's a little bit off the mark there, and just a little bit of lack of detection.
Will we try?
It might even be worth buying a gem very soon. They do have the Slark as well, which is incredible for dewarding, so I wouldn't really blame them.
And he's just a good gem carrier.
Yeah.
He's so elusive. Even if the Centaur was going to carry it, they could certainly get away with it. While that was happening in the bottom lane, S4 was pressuring that tier 2 tower with his Forged Spirits, and it does eventually fall. Radiant get the last hit, so not even denied. And Alliance will further their gold lead once more.
Yeah, but S4 doing something that a little bit different from majority of Invokers. He didn't just straight up go right into the book. He got a Force Staff to try to help out his teammates a bit as well for himself to get better positioning. So I think it was a good pickup. He didn't need to rush the book just yet. He's going to have it very soon if he wants to anyway. He's got book 1 if he wants to buy it.
And it looks like Dazzle will be going for a Rod of Owie coming out here. Has himself the Vitality Booster, and that's the Spirit. Fog getting excited. It's a fun item. We've seen more and more Dazzles picking it up. I feel like over the past few days I've seen at least a couple of Dazzles grabbing that Rod of Atos. So it comes in handy, especially against a Bat Rider. Makes it a little bit more difficult for him to pull your teammates out of position. So we'll see Alliance group up here, pressuring this bottom tier 2 tower. They already took out the tier 1. And Ohio, well, he'll chip away at that tier 1 mid, but certainly will not be able to push too quickly.
If he can get that Atos relatively soon, it's going to be so tough for Batrider to really go in, because if he just jumps in, you just get Atos instantly. It's like, guys, I'm not moving.
Guys,
they have
slow.
Stampede too. Help me. And S4 getting grabbed out.
Yep, they'll get lasted, but the follow-up damage isn't there. Admiral Bulldog's on point. He catches Yamate, and Photic Shield flies. Now Ohio, he's joined the party. Double damage rune on. Will time-lapse back to where he TP'd from. So that's, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but now Alliance do have a numbers advantage here in the bottom lane. KYXY pressuring the top tier 1 quite hard.
Yeah, and Titan are being forced to go beat mass BKBs on their carry here, so it's not going to be an early Orchid at all coming out on the Clink set by any means.
Yep, and now Alliance just goes straight back to this tier 2 tower. Loda hops forward, initiation onto Extinct, just trying to zone them out as they chip at this tower. It is destined to fall. The question is when. Yamate hops forward once again. No lasso this time, and it'll be to his demise. Grabs the Bulldog before he goes down, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. Borrowed time gets procced. Tower will it get denied? No. Slark comes in. He will finish it off. Now Extinct in big trouble. No borrowed time. A Photic Shield gets finished off, and he will fall. Tower in the mid went down while all this is going on, but now they'll hop onto net. Sentry Ward comes down a little bit too late, too far back, and that Nyx Assassin bug will survive. In comes Ohio. You need to be careful here, buddy. They'll hop upon him. Loda will find him, but there's the time-lapse back. Running through the train of sentries. They'll continue to pursue for now. Sunstrike will actually hit him. And now Ohio. Will he survive? Blink Dagger forward. Nope. Shadow Demon will secure that kill. So Alliance, they come out ahead in that hero exchange, but they did lose 2 tier 1 towers in the fray. There's your level 3 Necro book out on the Invoker, though.
Where was S4 during that basically that entire engagement? I think he was just
TP'd up top, I think.
Okay.
And tried to defend that tower.
Gotcha.
And yeah, Alliance actually not getting a huge net worth change in terms of gold, but experience, a lot of it going their way. And of course, 2 towers fell, and that's included in that team fight recap.
Yeah, they were basically fighting. I mean, like you said, S4 ported out to try to defend that top tower. So they were fighting kind of like a 4 versus 5 type ordeal, or 4 versus 4, and they just benefited from it so much. They got multiple kills. Now, we do say Yamate picking up that gem. He needs to take out these sentries and try to take out some of the vision that Alliance has as well.
Yeah, it looks like he'll do just that. Alliance are still gemless, I believe. But
Atos finished.
There it is, baby.
The Rod of Owie.
He's got the cripple. Watch out.
Yep, and EGM doing a build which I actually like a lot is skipping that level 11 ultimate and just trying to max out your other skills. It doesn't really do anything. It gives you 100 damage, so
yeah.
the other skills just benefit much more from the levels.
And oh man, even more detection on the courier. 4 sentries, 2 observers, and a couple of smokes there as well. They'll grab the Slark Illusion. Oh, sad times for Titan. That's a wasted flaming lasso. And now Alliance will feel pretty safe as they group up to pressure the last outer tower for Titan.
And I'm back in. Sweet.
Awesome. Welcome back.
6 tries, but that's okay. And we do see Loda going for that Scotty build that we do see him opt for a lot of the times. Picking up an early point booster just to be a little bit more tanky, and now going for that ultimate orb. And Alliance are just going to be able to stack up together and just barrel down these towers. And I don't even know if they need to pop the book for this one. They might even be able to just save it and go for the high ground at this point.
Yeah, I think they can. Now, I don't know that they want to force the issue into the high ground, but they can at least do a little bit of chip damage here and there. No glyph available for Titan, so we'll see. We'll see what they can get accomplished here.
They know Lasso's down.
Falling quickly, and yeah, you're certainly right about that. Titan will group up, and it looks like they want to trade their tier 2 for a tier 1.
They're gonna keep going, man.
Yep.
They have no fear. They all basically have the items that they need. They got the mech on the Centaur. They have Atos as well on Dazzle, which is just luxury.
Yep.
They have Book 3, and now I mean this tower is gonna take a spill pretty quickly, but I don't know if they're gonna fully dedicate themselves to going for it.
Still about 10 seconds till the glyph comes up. Bulldog taking some damage here as Loda hops in. Sunstrike will not be on the mark. Just barely misses the clinks, but even if they back out here, this tower's already gone down to half health.
Oh well, it burns, it dies, and it does so much damage to the Bat Rider.
That hurts, but they've done a pretty significant amount of damage already. Glyph has now come back. Admiral Bulldog hops forward. Glyph comes out at a less than ideal time. Loda comes in as well. BKB's popped aplenty on the side of Titan. There's your Stampede. Alliance will use it to make their defense, and they'll be happy with that. They force out a couple of 10-second BKBs, the Glyph, and almost kill the tower. More than successful.
They're keeping the pressure on. They have they have the mech, creeps. They have Arcane Boots, they have Dazzle, of course, with the Shadow Wave. So they're all going to be full health, full mana, constantly doing this. While at the meantime, Titan's actually just getting... They're getting just picked down a bit.
Oh, Yamate hops in, grabs EGM with the lasso. Is the follow-up damage there to bring him down? It's not. Defensive disruption goes off. Titan still with all 5 alive. They can't even bring down the support Shadow Demon. And Alliance will back out for now. Slark will be able to hop over the wall. Reinitiation coming onto net. There's your Demonic Purge. Spike Carapace comes out. That's enough to keep him alive. A lot of damage out on the Slark, but he'll be okay. Net not going to be so lucky as Shadow Demon finishes him off.
Yeah, wow. And they might actually just keep bullying this for the racks. They're still basically sitting really high on HP, and Ake
KYXY is
just spamming Shadow Waves.
Yeah, KYXY is not inbound, and yeah, the sustain from the Dazzle, absolutely
They see him too. They know he's going to be grabbing from behind. They don't give a crap at all.
Standing on a sentry with an observer on the high ground. So unfortunate for the Clinks. They'll find him. He gets Sunstrike. Loda comes in. He connects with the pounce. That's a dead KYXY. The top lane of Rax will be cleared up. Titan in more than big trouble now. 22-6, only 25 minutes in. Alliance will not stop here. They rotate to the mid lane. Glyph. That's the Radiant Glyph. My bad. But still, this tower will fall, and Is this GG time here, Flawed?
I think
Can
it
Titan
is.
do anything?
They forced the BKBs out so early, but it was really nice BKB use of them because it was as Bulldog went in. But the Stampede overall, they're just able to run away and just be like, okay, you guys just wasted your BKBs. We can just back up, re-engage right when they're down, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, handled the situation perfectly.
Yep.
Tier 3 towers down. Lane of Rax will follow. Hyo in the front lines, trying to grab a kill, but between the weave, the mech, and the heals from Dazzle, there's no way he's securing a kill. And
they're all basically still full. They're all full health basically still.
Yeah.
And now Scotty finished up for Loda, so yeah,
Plus
I'm pretty sure this game's going to be closing up very shortly. Like Alliance looking really damn strong.
Yeah, very crisp execution. Nothing too surprising about this draft. All very common heroes. The Slark maybe a little bit less so, but nothing too crazy. Just good execution, great rotations from the supports early on, and we'll see Loda get initiated upon here. We'll get Lasso to the high ground. No ultimate available. The Grave does come out as he gets force stabbed away. Out comes the ultimate from Bulldog as well. The Stampede will not be enough to keep the Slark alive. He will get picked off. EGM in some trouble as well. Looks like Alliance may have hung around a little too long. Dazzle still spamming out those heals best he can, but now S4 gets locked down. Mech to try and keep him alive. Won't be enough. Ake says, screw it, I'm TPing home. Bulldog, you're on your own, buddy. And
is the melee Rax going to go down to the Forge Spirit? Ooh. It's going to die.
That's a hero Forge Spirit.
30, 20, the regen. Oh, and the deny by Yamato. But yeah, they've got 2 Raxes down. I think it might be pretty safe for them to call the GG, but...
And Bulldog took the Clinks out with him before he went down.
Wow.
So
really well played.
Yeah, just a little added bonus there.
How many streaks were ended? I know Alliance had a good amount of streaks there. So I mean, they actually lost a decent amount of gold there. Titan actually gained a decent amount.
3,300 gold and about 4,000 experience swing. So definitely a good trade for Titan, but is it enough to get them back in this game? With 2 lanes of racks, like you said, it will be a difficult comeback to say the least.
Yeah, for sure. I don't really think that they can come back from this, honestly, unless Alliance dives the well or dives the fountain like 6 times in a row. I still don't know if they could come back. They need to be extremely careful, and Yamate is going to go down here with the gem.
Oh no, what is he doing? Horrible positioning from Yamate. Playing ring around the rosy with Loda. Alliance, you just can't do that against Alliance. Their supports are on point with the rotations. TP is at the ready, and they more than capitalized. Now the gem exchanging hands.
Yeah.
Did Alliance even buy a gem? I think they were just patient with the consumables in terms of detection, and now they'll have a gem to work with.
Yeah,
so.
They've just been buying mass sentries on the side of Ake. The supports on the side of Alliance is super overfarmed because of all the kills and the objectives that they've gotten to take out.
Towers, yeah.
But I liked what Yamate was trying to do there. He's trying to push the lane out as far as possible. He just overstayed his welcome a bit and just ends up dying for it.
Yeah, it looked like he could have just blinked away when Loda was there, as he saw Loda, but it seems like, you know, underestimating perhaps the rotations. But
Alliance looking pretty damn solid, though. I mean, I don't, really I was saying in the beginning, though, I didn't like Titan's draft. It's really greedy. They did have the Bat Rider, which, of course, is an extremely powerful hero, but...
Oh, initiation on the net as the Bulldog hops forward. They'll take him low. They don't finish him off quite yet. The Sunstrike will be off the money this time. But Loda comes in. S4 gets caught by the lasso. He'll get pulled away as Bulldog continues to pursue. They really want net. They won't be able to find him. Ohio with the BKB popped forces the defensive disruption on the EGM. There's your time lapse. And still, everyone alive. Not a single kill quite yet. Who will be the first to fall? Looks like Extinct could go down. Borrowed time has already been procced. The Shadow Demon will fall, but so will the Clinks. Titan now in full retreat mode. Extinct in the front lines here with the Aphotic Shield on. They'll try and pursue to finish him off. Loda connects onto Net. Sunstrike will be just off the mark. Still a lot of damage. How is Net still alive? Extinct throwing out massive heals, but now they'll finally pay. Net as well as Extinct go down. There's your GG, well played. Titan will tap out. And Alliance looking fresh in their first game of the group stages with a convincing win over Titan.
They're looking good. I think that their draft was a bit stronger, but either way, it was pretty damn good. So yeah, I mean,
yep.
Damn, greedy picks coming out of Titan. Lanes didn't go awful for them, but overall Alliance's rotations and everything were basically spot on, and just having 3 invisibility heroes just not really the best. I mean, Alliance just knew what they had to do, just keep reveal all the time, and they did. They always had sentries.
Yeah, absolutely, and it just seemed like they lacked a lot of control. That's the biggest thing I see with this draft, and you saw it in the lanes. They kind of just got outplayed by Alliance, and I really think it's the rotations from the supports early on that made the big difference. That's what started things going the way of Alliance, and they just never let go of that momentum. They didn't really overcommit. They didn't make too many derpy plays or any crazy throws. Just crisp execution, looking good overall.
Yeah, I mean, it was very good Dota by Alliance across the board. Like they had little sloppy maneuvers in the beginning, like right at the start, of course, Ake taking the spill to the Bat Rider, but making up for it instantly with that port top and saving his Shadow Demon and getting 2 kills actually. And the Clinks just he wasn't really able to do anything, of course, because they just put so much pressure on him in the early game.
And the fast blink dagger on Loda's Slark ended up being a really good item choice. They had double blinks to deal with that Bat Rider, so no matter who he jumped on, if it was the Centaur or the Slark or even just someone else, they had plenty of counter initiation to hop right on top of the Bat Rider afterwards. So they shut down the Yamate Bat Rider, highly sought after hero, but might have a 100% pick ban rate, but not quite that 100% win rate.
And that might actually be a reason why, like, you don't want to put this Bat Rider mid because it puts so much attention on him. Like Bat Rider in the off lane, it's like he's gonna be getting his blink because of the jungle. Like you'd rather have another hero go mid and be able to take the farm because the levels, because Bat Rider is able to basically go anywhere.
Yeah. So Titan not off to the best start here in these group stages. 1 and 2 in their first 3 games, and of course stream time now 0 and 1. Again, to reiterate, the group stages here for the WPC playoffs, not the end of the world. There is no elimination on the line. This is purely for seeding. There are multiple groups, and this is that time to experiment a little bit, get the feel for your opponents, and kind of see what you're working with here on the LAN environment of WPC. So action will continue here for the playoffs, but we will be switching streams. It will go to BTS2 as we have to get our TI4 qualifier coverage underway here for the European section. It will be Fogged and LD casting the next match, and coming up next, I don't have the... How about on BTS2? IG versus Dreamtime is what's coming up next for all y'all that want to continue following the WPC Ace coverage. Again, you have to head over to BTS2. They'll be moving to the upstairs studio. And I'm sorry, Brian, what was the first EU match? Rock's Kiss versus Mouse Sports is going to be the first match starting here on this stream.
Should be a pretty damn good game.
That will be an epic series, not just a game.
Yeah,
but,
it's best of 3.
Best of 3 is the playoff start for the last of the TI4 qualifiers. So plenty of epic Dota action coming your way tonight, guys, on BTS 1 and 2. Thank you for joining us here. I'm Zyori. This guy's Fog. Give us some love on Twitter, at ZyoriTV, at FogDota, and, of course, at Beyond the Summit. We'll have a break, and then we'll be back after this.